What's going on, guys? So, a new James Gunn Superman movie trailer just released, and I've watched it a couple times because I'm torn. I really am. It looks like it's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be a fantastic Superman movie. I think it's just going to be a good movie. And like I've said, mid things are okay. I'd rather have 100 mid movies or mid comic books than one fantastic thing and then a pile of garbage. So I'm not saying this in a bad light, but I'm just saying it looks kind of mid. And then I've got an article that interviewed some of the cast here that gives me a little bit of concern. Now, again, this thing doesn't look terrible. The trailer looks like it's probably going to be okay. Like, most people will probably enjoy it. But there are some needs that we just got to ask, well, what did you mean by that? Because it looks like it might have a slight writing problem. Again, this is based on an interview where actors are trying to avoid giving details, so we're going to take that with a little grain of salt. But we are going to watch the trailer because there are some hilarious things in this trailer. And I don't mean like, oh man, that was a funny joke. I mean like, did they really do that? So we're going to watch the trailer. We're going to read some of the interview. We're not going to read all of it. We're going to read some of it. And I'm going to make fun of things that need to be made fun of because that's what I do. Now, again, if you want to watch the trailer uninterrupted, go watch it yourself. YouTube, I have to pause it, interrupt it, and talk over it because, yeah, copyrights and things. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's start this. So, in the interviews, they did say this should be the opening scene, if I understood it correctly, with just Superman battered and flying into, my guess, Antarctica. But we'll keep going. I don't think I like the start. I really don't, but we'll keep going. And I don't know if it's just me, but something about Clark Kent, the way they, I guess, dressed him up, I don't like it. Like, I get he's kind of like the goofy guy at the Daily Planet that everybody's just kind of like, yeah, whatever, dude. But I don't know. I don't like the makeup on it. I do like the Superman costume though. I do actually like that the way the actual Superman looks. So I mean, lore wise, I can understand the design to Clark Kent. I just personally don't like it, but I'm not criticizing it too harsh because I understand why they went that way. All right, so again, from what I understand, the movie actually starts. So this is either him visiting home or flashbacks, which I'm actually kind of okay with. I don't think we need a Superman origin story again. I'm not gonna knock the movie for not being an origin story. It's totally fine with me. If you don't know Superman at this point, what the hell are you doing with your life? So, you know what? We're just gonna keep going, and I'll let you see what happens. I was kind of a little bit shocked that they threw this into the movie, but I think I'm okay with it. I can't really nitpick it too much, considering what happens in the rest of the trailer. So, get ready, guys.
Crypto.
The best doggo, the best pupper. Yeah. So Again, we didn't get the backstory. We don't have a prequel to this. This is, from what I understand, just picks up right here. So I don't have complaints. I think it's neat. However, we're a minute into the trailer and I feel a little underwhelmed.
Home. Take me home.
Now, this I absolutely loved. I thought this was like the epitome of Superman. And I don't have problems with this. I think this is probably one of the best scenes in the trailer. How much of that's going to be in the movie, how many things like that are going to be in the movie, I have no clue. But I really do like seeing Superman like this. I do think this is a bad pick for Lex Luthor. I really do. I don't like it. And that's probably one of the few people that doesn't like it, but it is what it is. The dude just feels too small to be Lex Luthor. He doesn't feel right for the role, but again, maybe his acting is fantastic.
Superman.
All right, this is exactly what I wanted to make fun of. So I get this is supposed to be Guy Gardner, but the only things I could think of was was it Mad TV with the fuck, hold on, we're gonna look this up. Yeah, so the only thing I could think of was Stewart from Mad TV. And let me see if I could blow that up so everybody could get a better look. Like straight up, or Uncle Fester with hair. The old movies that look like this. Like what the fuck did they do to Nathan Fillion? Like this is legitimately what he looks like. The comedy character. I just can't unsee it. So yeah, I think it's a swing and the miss on the character design for this one. I just it's funny not because it's a funny joke, but because it's so stupid looking. I hate it. I despise it. But it's Nathan Fillion, so I mean he'll probably do a fantastic job. You know, he's kind of like Denzel. You can put Denzel in a shitty role with shitty writing, and Denzel's still gonna absolutely nail it. God, this character's just a swing and a miss for me. But it does look like Hot Girl's in the back. Which, if you didn't know, uh, the absolutely fantastic, gorgeous Isabella Merced is Hot Girl, so I don't necessarily have a problem with that too. But again, we haven't seen how they're acting. This is just a really short trailer. But damn, she fine though. Anyway, going on. All right, so that's pretty much the rest of the trailer. I don't need to cover anything else from here. We don't need to watch the last 9 seconds. Literally nothing happens other than the July 11th date. So I think it looks mid. I'm not super inspired by it. I'm not like I'm gonna rush and see this in like anything fantastic. I'm going to go see it, but I don't feel like I have to see this. There's a lot of characters in it. I'm kind of curious how they're going to pull so many characters into this movie and still nail Superman and nail all the characters. I think they've made some very, very bad choices in character design. All in all, I think it'll be a mid Superman movie, and I'm okay with that. If it's a mid movie, I am perfectly okay. I'd rather have a million mid movies than what we've gotten over the last 6, 8 years. So I think this is okay. I think this is going to be okay. Now, the thing I was saying I have issues with And this is coming from the actors. We're going to hop over to Variety here because we have the interview. There's two things I wanted to talk about. All right, so they say, we do have a battered Superman in the beginning. He said, referring to the opening of the trailer, and he implied the opening of the film himself. Again, implied, if that's correct. I don't necessarily have an issue with that. But he goes to say, that is our country. I believe in the goodness of human beings. Now, the only part of that is our country. That can be taken so many ways, and with the way Hollywood is, I'm a little concerned on how this movie's going to play out, how the plot, how the writing's all going to work out. It could be fantastic. That's just my little erring on the side of caution here. But he goes on to say, the goodness of human beings. I believe that most people in this country, despite their ideological beliefs and their politics, are doing the best they can to get by and good people. I mean, agree. Then the next part that worries me, and this I think is part of modern writing that I absolutely hate, is where they go to Lex Luthor's character. So they say many of Lex Luthor's classic qualities are quite present in Holt's version of Metropolis. Titan of Industry, obviously he's smart and ruthless, and he has to outmaneuver Superman on certain levels because he can't match him in others. But there's also something about this character, hopefully, from my standpoint, where even though you perhaps don't agree with the process, you could understand where he's coming from and why what he's pushing as his ideology is perhaps better for humanity. So again, we're going back to the modern writing thing where villains aren't just villains, they're just misunderstood, which I absolutely hate. I'd rather have evil villains that we know are even villains and they're just evil than trying to humanize a villain to make them relatable, to push to people, to make the bad guy the good guy. And I hate that shit. I absolutely do. With an absolute passion, I hate it so fucking much. Again, the movie looks mid, and that's a fantastic thing for modern day. I do have some concerns about the writing and how it's actually going to play out, but again, these are from actors, so we don't necessarily know that's what was meant, and we will have to wait for the movie, which I'm probably going to go see. I don't see any reason or anything that would scare me away from going to see this movie. The trailer does look decent. I don't have any real problems with it. I have some minor concerns with how the pacing's going to be and how the plot is going to be written and how the characters are going to be designed. But from the trailer, it looks like this one is going to be funny for the wrong reasons and okay for the right reasons. But I would love to hear everybody's thoughts in the comment section, guys. While you're there, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this one out. And until the next one, guys, be easy like sleazy.